Hi, good day. It's Tanya and it's Talk About It Tuesday. And so, what I want to talk to you about today is about lessons of 2020 and clarity. What are some of the things that we were able to glean from 2020? I know going into the year, it was just another date that flipped on the calendar. And it all started out well. Everybody had high hopes and high dreams and expectations for what was to come in the year. And then before you knew it, we were engulfed in COVID 19. And I won't go down the road of all the things, how that has impacted us locally, statewide, and globally. But we all know that it has been one of those years that it has just been different. And we've had to move and do things differently than we probably ever expected. COVID 19 has shifted the way that we in the United States do business, how we view and educate our kids, as well as how we worship. And so, what I want to talk about today is just how do you get clarity from the lessons that you've learned in 2020? Because it was definitely a year that sharpened some skills. Okay? What I like, and I was doing it in one of my devotionals, and I'll share it with you, is that it says, "Come to me, all ye who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest in your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." That comes from Matthew 11:28 and 23. And I don't know about you, but wow, that burden this year seemed to be pretty heavy. But when I would spend time in the Word, reading and meditating on the Word, it just would dissipate like my stress and my anxiety. And I had to come up with things in order to be able to move and be able to function at a normal level, because it was a very stressful time. And for most people, it still is a very stressful time. Things have not gone back to the way they were. And I don't know that I think that they should. I think that we should learn some great things from 2020 and to take into 2021 about how we do business. And with that, I would just talk about, when the year started and I was getting in the groove of, okay, it's a new year and it's time to move forward. I have two people businesses where I have to interact with people. And when the year started, I had high hopes of like it was just going to be this amazing thing. I had passed out flyers and did all these marketing things in order to go into 2020. And I had to shift my mindset. I had to change the atmosphere of how I conduct business. For a while we were shut down, and it was hard, because then I'm just sitting and trying to go, okay, what's next? Second guessing the choices of being an entrepreneur and saying, man, maybe I should have stayed with what I was doing. I had a constant paycheck, but I wasn't really feeling 100% fulfilled, and all of those things. You just really start to second guess yourself. And then sometimes you have to okay, take a deep breath and go back to what will be able to financially take care of your family. Fortunately, I didn't have to do that. I was able to weigh it out. And I just had great people to talk me through, how to just take a deep breath, and God will work it out. Whatever it is, it was destined to happen before, it was even up to me. Which is hard, to accept sometimes, because you're like, well, how does bad things happen to good people? Well, in 2020, we saw that a lot of bad things happened to a lot of great people, and we lost a lot of great people, and there was a lot going on in the world, both locally and nationally and globally, for that matter. But we must go on, right? We don't get to just hide out as if we can disconnect 100%. We must go on, and we have to move forward. So for me, I was able to, I don't know if you caught it, but I love to dance and I love to sing, and I just love to get it out. If it's trapped in me, I feel like I have to get it out and I have to share it. And so some of the things that I did this year that the time that I had that I didn't normally have. I was able to do some dancing. I didn't record all of them, but it was like a form of worship and a form of release for me, and just an attitude of gratitude for just being able to still be present. I was also able to do now these videos that I never would have had time for because I'm always busy, always filling my schedule with stuff. But what COVID has also shown me is that you don't have to be so busy filling your schedule with stuff, that you can just connect to people when you need to plug in, and then disconnect when you don't. But have you been reaching out to those people who you hold near and dear? Because people are lonely. I know that people are lonely because I'm such a extroverted personality, but I also love to kind of disconnect and go into myself. But I'm grateful to have, friends and associates that will answer the phone when I call, even though I'm probably a chatty Cathy and will talk your ears off. But I think I'm also a great listener at times, and we can talk and have conversations in confidence, and knowing that what I share won't go further than our conversation, and what they share with me won't go any further. Also, it helps to be like an accountability partner. If they get off track, I can kind of guide them back in the right direction, and they work the same way for me. And so it's been very interesting to make it through 2020. Traveling wasn't an option, and I so love to travel, but I got to enjoy being at home, which is something that I really hadn't, taken the time to really enjoy. But I got to, once things kind of got underway again, open my businesses up and reconnect with some of my clients and be able to have conversations with them, and just know that, everybody has their own struggles. 2020 has brought so many different things to so many people on so many different levels that, there are lessons that we had to learn, and we can't just leave them in the past. We have to take them into 2021. And with that being said, I don't think that, when we flip the calendar to 2021, that we forget all that we've learned, because I think we're going to need those things again in order to continue to grow and to be powerful. So know that even though your burden may seem heavy, that you're not alone, that you can call on people. And if you don't have anyone in your circle, it's time to create a new circle. Extend yourself, show yourself friendly so that others will be friendly towards you. 2020 has been a doozy, but wow, what an impactful year it has been as well. I look forward to all that 2020 has to offer, but I am embracing all of the great things that I've learned in 2020 as well. This is Tanya with Talk About It Tuesday on the last Tuesday of 2020. I wish you all a very happy new year, and I look forward to chatting with you all in the new year. Have a great day, a great week, and a wonderful, amazing rest of 2020.